What the hell? Why didn't we use up one piece of wood? Interesting, interesting. Let's get these finished. Gotta keep crafting. Gotta keep crafting super duper fast. Oops. There we go. Make some more screen space. There's so many of these you gotta go through, but I feel like it's probably the way to do it. Well, we'll see here in a minute. I'm over 22,000. Because right now I've got some good timing. The RuneScaping is going good. Why haven't you been getting on, Broham? You could be doing Christmas event right now. Help get a pink Santa hat. You want to earn a pink Santa hat? Brethren? Pink Santa hat from the Christmas evento. Get on and start doing some easy farming that requires no brain juicings. Because this year you can, through these Christmas wrappers, which you earn by doing this, it is tradable, yes. It will be tradable. You can get a pink one, a purple one, or a green one from the Santa chest, or Santa Christmas packets. You can get the pink one guaranteed if you get a gold Christmas packet. In any of the lower tier, except for white, I can't remember, but I know the other two tiers can for sure drop it. They're just not as good of a chance. And so right here you'll see I have 82 white presents from farming so far. I have 112 blue presents, which I know can have a small chance of dropping the hat. And then the purple hat, which last year did net me 2 or 3 of my purple Santas that I had gotten. So 100% worth. 100% worth, my friend. Dang it, I got to talking and messed up my lap time. Which I like the PoE stuff, but I'm just not able to go down that path. PoE is just one other game I would like the idea of it, but I feel like now that I'm already deep into 3 RPGs, it's hard to choose a 4th one, you know. But it would be nice to get some of this stuff going. You know, here soon we're going to have 110 rune crafting. It's going to be a thing. I got to get my rune crafting up. Skadoosh. Oh, oops, talk to the little pixie. I gotta keep somewhat of a rhythm if I'm going to get a decent amount of these Christmas spirits in. I hear you. I heard part 2 was coming out, and Diablo is seeming like they're sweating it. That's what they get. They should have made a better game. May the better game win. It's just for me, Diablo 4 it just couldn't keep me in. The story was just so flat and lacked everything. And I get so tired of the fucking good guys being so stupid. It's like, let me take this thing alone with me into the wilderness. I know that's what I must do. It's like, no, bitch, you're going to get killed by it like everyone else does all the time. Ever since the dang game came out, they've all died the same way. Let's quit killing them using the same methods and quit having them follow the same methods every single expansion. It's like, let's just not do it. Let's change up the story in a nice way for once. Kills me.
The only cool thing about Diablo was the DLC on Diablo 2, which Diablo 3.
The Diablo
It's
3
not the
was
newest
considered
one.
decent.
Yeah, the DLC on that game was one of the best
Yeah, the
DLCs
DLC,
ever. Where
like the
you have to
Malthael.
go to heaven to fight, like get
Yeah.
heaven back from them. That stuff was awesome.
See, I loved Part 3.
Yeah.
I mean, and it had its own shortcomings, granted, but I overall thought it was a good game. I liked playing it. I would still play it now over Part 4. Part 4 is just drivel. They gave it a woe is me, the angel dude who's considered like the boss of the humans at the time. It's just like, Heaven, why don't you agree with me? I've defeated the bad guy. Why won't you love me? It's like, what? Why would he give two shits about that? He absolutely would not after everything he had done to create that world. It makes no sense narratively to make him be some simpering little bitch who gets killed by Lilith because he wants to whine and turn his back to her while screaming to the heavens. It's like, what type of disgusting ass weak storytelling is this? Like, and I love like the overall lore of Diablo. Until this expansion, I pretty much was pretty good and sold on how it all worked out for the most part. But this is just such a bastardization of what Diablo ever was. It's like, what the fuck? This angel just gets waxed off by Lilith? I think, if anything, he should have been the one to screw her up in the end. And maybe him just get killed in the process by some other dumb thing he does. That's a little arrogant, and we end up having to put him down for it. But the way he dies in that story is one of the absolute worst storytelling I've ever seen. Let alone from Diablo, just ever seen, period. And I am giving them some standards of, like, they should be doing much better giving all the resources they have. There's no excuse. So that kills me beyond recognition for that game. It is not a Diablo game. They slapped Diablo over it, gave it a little Diablo-esque skin, and then everyone over. Just screwed everyone over calling it Diablo. And I loved their games leading up to that. I really liked the original, I really liked Part 2, and I really liked Part 3, despite the fact there was a lot of negative mentions on it, and then Part 4 had nothing going. It was like, oh, you guys, you could have done so much. But in World of Warcraft, maybe we're seeing some turnaround, you know? I'm seeing the fact that the player-owned housing that's been wanted ever since the game started out is finally being realized in the next expansion. They've already got it on the calendar thing marked. And so that I'm very hopeful of. And yes, Part 2 had a great story. Part 3 had a pretty good story with beastly mechanics. And the thing about Part 3 that I really loved is how arrogant but powerful your character was, but he was still saving everybody. He was arrogant and mouthy towards the enemy. For the most part, I don't think my character was too mouthy towards good people, but when it came to demons, he was just like, no, I'm about to beat the brakes off you, and there's nothing you can even do about it. That's how badass I am. And then even Diablo is like, oh, I'm going to kill everyone. I'm the badass Diablo. And your character is still like, not to me, though. I'm going to beat your ass after everything you've done. And then you beat his ass. It's like, good. And then Malthael pops up, and he's popping off. And your character is still like, I still think I can take it, bro. And then beats his ass. It's like, that's a decent story plot. And it's not saying that you're just overly arrogant. You don't, like, pompously attack people for no reason. You simply aim it at the demons who, by default, are that way towards everyone. And tries to shit-talk them no matter what they do. Oops, he clicked the wrong thing. So it's like they deserve being shit-talked back. Their entire existence is torturing people without reason. If they get a little bit of that done back to them, that to me is at least a nice turn of events. What are these capes falling on the ground repeatedly? Someone just sitting on there dropping and picking up capes? No, they're using a snowboard thing. It's like, dang, it actually looks kind of like a nifty cape, but it's just old. Assemble the weird marionettes, dude. Just assemble them. Yeah, I just like that your character in part 3 wasn't a simping little shit. Because your character in part 1 just gets fucking killed. You are the idiot who takes the crystal and walks off with it. And then get absorbed into Diablo and turned into him and just get murdered, basically. You just... all your efforts mean nothing and you got killed. And then in the next one, your character... I don't know what happens to you after part 2, but at least you do beat him. It feels like your character gets off in the middle of nowhere or just dies at some point. I don't know. I can't remember what happens to the character from part 2. But what I do know is in part 3, you're an unapologetic badass who kicks all the demons' asses for everything they did wrong to the human race. And it's like, there you go! You have a disgustingly evil demon who is doing horrible things, who deserves to have stuff done to them, and you create a character who can and does do that back to them. It's like, nice way to do it. And then part 4 comes out, and I don't even know who the fuck your character is supposed to be. It's like, what's going on? Are we tough people? Are we just normal people again? And nothing special about our abilities to beat people's asses? And you don't even have a good way of saying, hey guys, you know what, I'm going to take care of these demons. I'm not going to let them do anything to you guys. I'm going to just stomp them off and be right back. Don't you worry about it. So part 2, you just kind of split off depending on what class you were when you played it. That's not so bad. I could see that. That's fine. Do 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 do. Iron, we're in my Discord if you want to chat it up at all. You know, I'm just chilling here. Me and Skeeter have been just getting our stuff on RuneScape going up. Oops. Get my stuff. Because right now I'm working on these Christmas wrappers. Every time I get 40,000, I'm going to go turn them into presents. And I'm going to save those presents probably for Christmas and then open them all, probably while I'm doing a stream. That's my plan. I was hoping to do like a clue scroll one, but there's no way I could get enough clue scrolls and do them all in time for Christmas. That grind would be crazy long, and master clues are very tediously long. Do do do. Need some good old RuneScape time. And is Passive Exile just turning into part 2, or is part 2 like a totally entirely different game you gotta get, and you have to start over? Like, what's going on with PoE 2? Is it going to be a continuation from part 1? Or are we doing stuff total from base? Because I've never played Path of Exile. Never played it. Heard good things, just haven't played it.
It's alright. That's alright.
Good deal, good deal. Because I just like playing magical classes, you know, that's typically my jam.
Oh, that's the most busted thing on Path of Exile. You get some chain lightning stuff and just insta-kill everything on there.
Oh yeah, but I'm not too big on lightning. I do like lightning a lot, but I feel like it's just overdone in games as an overpowered class now. It's like, it needs to be something else. Something else needs to have
I wish
its
they
time
would
in
do
the-
ice, more damage of ice than ice always just being, a slow. Which I get why it's a slow, but like I'd just like to see ice come through on a game and just actually be
let's be
actual
real.
damage.
Ice does not slow you up nearly as much as fucking electricity. Let's be honest here. Ice cannot remotely slow you down as much as electricity can. You are not stunned nearly as much by ice as you are electricity. If you get zapped by almost any amount of electricity, you're not moving very much. I don't know if you guys realize this. No one in real life uses ice to slow anyone down. Okay? They stun your ass with a taser. and you are slowed the fuck down. You're mostly non-motion except for the jiggling. It's like, guys, I know we can put ice as doing something else. You can go pretty quick on ice if you slick it in the right direction. You can also use it to really club someone. It's got so many practical uses. If you put enough pressure under it, it becomes a very powerful explosive. Those shards of ice will mess someone up. If you heat it quickly enough, it turns into some weird goop that can probably cause all kinds of havoc. There's just so many ways to use it that could be so much better than just, oh, your movement speed has been reduced slightly. According to Irony saying that, oh, my brain. Ice does really good in Path of Exile and will be good in PoE 2. At least
sweet.
giving a lot more love to its abilities than it did in Diablo. Because I do like me some ice in the right context. But I do hate that most games just treat ice as, here you go, slow the enemy. You won't do as much damage. The trade-off is they're slowed down. And they're not slowed down enough to trade off the amount of damage it takes away. It makes no sense. Oh, he's saying that in Path of Exile 2, you can launch ice shards through a wall of fire, and it turns them into fire ice shards. Or that he says it sets them on fire, which to me is the same thing. It'll do frost and fire damage, I'm assuming. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed. Unless it creates a new damage called frost fire damage, and then I'm okay. That's something World of Warcraft used to do. So if you have a fire sorcerer and a lightning sorcerer, then casting lightning or ice through the fire enchants the other skills with fire. So what if I use frost light ice, like ice lightning? Huh? Can I do ice lightning? Because if I could do frost lightning, I'm in. Yeah, see? Let me look into this Path of Exile 2 stuff. How do I get this? What would it take? What would it take? Path.
Has it already came out or is it coming out?
It's coming soon to early access.
Oh.
Impermanent. Life and death are mortal enemies, and yet
$30?
to one another.
Not too bad.
$60 if you want to use the Ogem supporter pack.
Protected at all costs.
Or King of Faradin supporter pack. Goddamn, that's 100.
My methods are
What's games always wanting to add these 100 freaking...
this.
See, I
Games
have
now,
26 in Steam bucks. If I had... Well, actually, I'd probably need 7 more Steam bucks to cover taxes. I almost have enough for it. Almost. Technically, I do, but it would take some of my actual cash in too. Let me look at it a little bit. What are we thinking, brethrens? Is this going to be a game worth exploring? Are you going to be interested in it, Skadibbits?
I'm probably gonna... I'll see if any of my buddies are gonna get... I have some buddies that played the first one, so I'm gonna see if
You
they'll get
have the
second one or not.
$480 pack? What the heck? There's a $480 pack? There's no way I could do that one. There ain't no way. Ah, I see. I see. Gifted by a gracious friend.
We are faced
Well,
with the end.
I don't have friends like that, my friend. I just have my broke ass. Pathofexile.com. There's no point in me looking at it. There's no way. There's no way I can get the $100 one. There's no way I could get any of these, really. I might can pull off the $30 thing. We'll see. We shall see, brethren. I might can at least get into Path of Exile.
Obsessed with death.
I just would have to uninstall the dumb Diablo.
Let them soon be acquainted with it.
Oh, well, I mean, thing is, I can't really risk payment plans. I owe way too much. Way too much that I can't pay already. There's no chance of that. There really isn't. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. I mean, if I was in a position to be a good enough streamer to actually try to check in with the devs and, you know, tell them, like, there's no way I could get a viewership that would matter to them, you know. I just don't want to. Oh gosh. Oh, I need to turn these in. It's a nice dream. It's a nice dream. It really is. Yeah, I mean, that's cool that they're that accessible. If I wasn't in such a horrible position, maybe. But my position is just too precarious.
Most classes have access to some kind of minion, but if you want to control an army, the witch is probably the class you want to pick. In PoE 2, most minions don't require summoning manually. This scepter gives me a couple of free warriors, but it's also
Yeah, if there's some mysterious way for me to pull up enough funds, which technically I could look into my stock, but I would rather not have to pull that out to try to get a humble start on my streaming.
This is a level 2 area, so I can only afford one other minion. I'll pick a sniper for now.
I mean, I could get really heavy into it. That's why I think I may have to get it, because this would be my chance to find a good ground in a game that would be booming. And I know there'll be people doing way better at it, but I can be a goof at it, I know that. So I'll give it an honest attempt.
Tell them to move to a specific location, attack a specific enemy, or even open a chest or door for you.
Interesting.
We also have temporary minions.
Alright, I'll quit that little thing. I don't know if my stream can hear it, but they can, my bad. Were you able? Oh, yeah, you're in my stream. Iron, are you able to hear, like, what I had going on the Steam store? Could you hear that little dude talking about Path of Exile at all? Because maybe it doesn't project it if I don't have it set up on my stream to do so. Yeah, brother, I will do Path of Exile. I just need something to stream all day. I've been doing RuneScape. I decided, you know what? I'm just going to be streaming all the time. Okay, so you can hear it. That's fine if you can. I actually prefer it that way overall. But yeah, I'll get into some Path of Exile too. Because no other game's really demanding my time at the moment. WoW's events are pretty easy for me to do at the time. And there's not a lot I can do on there. But all I was listening to was just that little Path of Exile thing. The dude was giving some loose description on it. The graphics look really sweet. Almost every time I forget to talk to this little imp lady, pixie lady. I keep calling them imps. They may as well be imps. The evil impalones. I may have a Twitter, I don't know. I may have one and haven't used it ever. Let me see, it's called X now, right? I should probably do it under my TTV email, right? Let me just figure out how to get into it real quick. There's a lot of things I gotta do. Let's see. Let me try to get this going in. And it. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Trying to think here. Now I go into the X app. And now I should be able to use this thingamajig. No. Continue with this. Oh, goodness. Come on now. Goodness. Oops, let me do my little things on my arts and crafts table here. Right, let me try to get this. My goodness. Let's see. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I think I see what I'm doing. I'm almost there. Oh, let me paint these now. Or not paint, but assemble. Okay. on. So, why? Why do I have to follow any of this?